Deadly encounter in African bush. Cape buffalo kills American big game hunter in South Africa before being shot dead moments later. In a tragic turn of events, on a safari in South Africa, Limpopo province, a 59-year-old American multi-millionaire big game hunter, Asher Watkins, was gored to death by a Cape buffalo he had been stalking. The incident occurred on a Sunday afternoon during a guided hunting expedition with Conrad Vermaak Safaris, a professional trophy hunting company. Now let's unpack the layers of the story in our deep dive on the AI podcast.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're plunging into a story that really gripped headlines and ignited some passionate debates globally.
That's right.
We're talking about the tragic final hunt of a big game hunter down in South Africa.
Yeah.
We've pulled together a pretty comprehensive stack of sources, initial news reports, some deep dives into the animal involved, the public commentary.
Which was intense.
Oh, definitely. So we can really try and pull back the layers on this whole incident.
And it's fascinating, isn't it, how one event can become this kind of prism.
Right.
Reflecting so much, not just the dangers of the wild, which are obvious, but, our whole complex relationship with nature.
Human interactions, risks.
Exactly. Calculated risks people take and how information, spreads like wildfire and shapes how we all see things.
So we're here to help you navigate the facts and maybe some of those broader implications.
Let's get into it.
Okay. The African bush, it can be, well, breathtakingly beautiful one minute and brutally real the next. And on a quiet Sunday afternoon, Limpopo Province, South Africa, that reality hit hard for Asher Watkins. 59-year-old American, multimillionaire, big game hunter.
That's right. He was gored to death by a Cape buffalo he was actively stalking at the time.
And this wasn't some solo venture, right? It was a guided hunt.
Yeah, meticulously organized by Conrad Vermaak Safaris. They're a well-known professional trophy hunting company.
So when you hear about something like this, you immediately think, okay, what was the sequence? How did it unfold?
Well, Watkins wasn't alone. He had a professional hunter with him and an experienced animal tracker.
Standard practice for these kinds of hunts.
Exactly. They'd been tracking this specific animal, a large male buffalo. And importantly, reports say it was unprovoked, uninjured.
And that's key, the unprovoked part. Because then, seemingly out of nowhere,
it charged. Witnesses confirmed it. A sudden charge, and the impact was immediate. Impaled Watkins with its horns. Fatal, instantly.
Wow. And the professional hunter
reacted incredibly fast. Put the animal down. Single shot to the heart, just seconds later.
So emergency services arrive.
But it was too late. They found him beyond any medical help.
Yeah, an ambulance source confirmed catastrophic injuries, severe trauma, stomach, ribs. Basically died right there on the spot.
And they noted, didn't they, that it was a massive buffalo?
They did. Massive. And they added that while, these animals can be calm if left alone, they become absolutely deadly when provoked or startled. Really puts the power of this animal into perspective.
It really does. And when you hear massive buffalo, that's crucial because, well, the Cape buffalo isn't just large, it's genuinely a force of nature.
The Black Death, they call it sometimes.
It's one of Africa's big five, and it has this fearsome reputation for a reason.
Digging into it, the fact that really jumps out is that it's often considered the most dangerous of the big five.
That's the consensus, yeah.
I mean, perspective. Up to 1.5 tons. That's like a small SUV, right?
Roughly, yeah. And over 11 feet long. Longer than a lot of cars.
Just imagine that kind of mass coming at you.
And it's not just size. Their aggression, their unpredictability. It's not just stories, it's well documented.
How dangerous are we talking statistically?
Tragically, they're responsible for over 200 human deaths every year across Africa.
Wow. 200?
And yeah, they've claimed the lives of multiple experienced big game hunters over the years, too. It's this blend of power, agility, and just, well, a willingness to engage.
And the safari company itself, Conrad Vermaak Safaris, the one involved here, they don't exactly downplay the risk, do they?
No, quite the opposite. On their own website, they describe these hunts, Cape buffalo hunts, as among the most thrilling and perilous experiences available.
Perilous, they actually use that word.
They do. They say explicitly no species has a more fearsome reputation. And they note, like we heard, they can charge unprovoked.
And absorb immense damage. Makes them incredibly tough to stop.
Exactly. Which leads you to think about the person who seeks out that kind of challenge.
Right. Given that level of risk, who was Asher Watkins? What do we know about him?
Well, he founded Watkins Branch Group, luxury Texas ranch real estate. So, successful businessman.
And in hunting circles.
Oh, very well known. He wasn't new to this. He'd spent decades traveling the world pursuing exotic wildlife.
You mentioned his Facebook page earlier.
Yeah, before it was taken down. It showed photos of past hunts, mountain lions, different kinds of deer, wild turkey, that sort of thing. This was clearly a passion or maybe an obsession for him.
And this specific trip, it wasn't just a quick jaunt, was it?
No, it was significant. He flew to Johannesburg from Dallas, and his mother, stepfather, and brother came too.
So a family trip involved as well?
Seems like it. And the cost, well, reports say tens of thousands of dollars for the whole safari experience.
And then specifically for the Cape Buffalo part.
There was an extra charge. 7,500 pounds, reportedly.
That's a serious investment. Shows the perceived value or prestige of this kind of trophy hunt, I suppose.
It really does. High stakes, high cost.
So let's say the hunt had gone as planned. What was the intended outcome for this particular buffalo? What happens after the kill?
According to the safari company, CVS, the plan was standard for trophy hunting. The head and hide would go to a taxidermist, preserved as a trophy.
Okay. The trophy aspect.
Right. But beyond that, the internal organs, apparently considered a delicacy in some areas, would intend sold off.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the meat distributed to local communities. So there are these multifaceted outcomes they point to.
Right. It's not just the trophy, though. That's obviously a major part.
Correct.
Okay, so the news breaks about Watkins' death. What happens next? Because the reaction was something else.
Oh, it ignited instantly. A complete firestorm online. And it laid bare these incredibly polarized views on big game hunting.
It really became a global talking point almost overnight.
It absolutely did. And what was really striking was the sheer number of people online expressing sorrow, not for Watkins, but for the buffalo.
Yeah, I saw some of that. People saying they hoped the animal got away.
Exactly. Or worse. Some calling his death karma, posting mocking memes. It got ugly.
Yeah, the digital space just became this immediate, very divided kind of public square.
So much so that his ex-wife, Courtney Watkins, she actually took down her Facebook tribute to him because of the trolling.
That's awful. And they have a daughter.
Yeah, 16-year-old daughter, Savannah. Yeah. Reportedly just devastated by her father's death and then caught in the middle of all this online vitriol.
Just unimaginable. Meanwhile,
Officially, South African police confirmed they were called to the game farm. Found Watkins' body, found the buffalo's body.
That's standard procedure.
Right. They've opened an inquest into his death,
Right.
which is what happens in these cases.
And you mentioned earlier, this kind of thing, while shocking, isn't entirely unprecedented in that region.
No, sadly not. This incident, it mirrors others, reminds us of the inherent dangers.
Like what?
Well, back in 2018, there was Claude Keenums, a South African professional hunter, gored to death trying to load a killed buffalo onto a truck.
Wow, even after it was dead.
Yeah. And then 2022, Benjamin De Bruyne, another hunter, killed in Steenbok Pan. A wounded buffalo charged him, even after being shot multiple times.
So these animals are just incredibly resilient and dangerous, even when wounded.
Unbelievably so. These aren't isolated freak accidents, it's a known risk.
Which feeds into that whole ongoing, often heated controversy around big game hunting itself.
Absolutely. And the timing here was potent, too.
Yeah.
This happened just a week after another big story broke.
Oh, the lion.
Yeah, Blondie. A lion collared for research by Oxford University, lured out of a protected reserve in Zimbabwe, killed by another American trophy hunter.
And that immediately brought back memories of
Cecil the lion. Exactly. The global outrage back in 2015. It shows how these events resonate and connect in the public mind, sparking the same debates over and over.
So we've kind of walked through the immediate tragedy of Asher Watkins' final hunt. We've explored the truly formidable nature of the Cape Buffalo.
Definitely formidable.
And touched on these really complex, intense reactions from society, plus the context of similar incidents and this, never-ending debate about trophy hunting.
Yeah, this deep dive, I think it really shows how one single event out there in the wild can just ignite conversations that go way beyond the bush.
Right into ethics, conservation.
Human choices,
Yeah.
our relationship with nature, and just the raw power of, well, public opinion these days.
So for you, our listener, maybe here's a final thought to sort of chew on. In this age we live in, instant global communication.
Everything shared immediately.
Exactly. Where every major event gets shared, analyzed, reacted to on this massive scale, almost in real time. How does that digital amplification change how we collectively understand, human interactions with wildlife?
Good question.
And maybe what responsibility do we each hold in how those narratives get shaped so quickly, often so intensely? Something to think about.
Okay, please clarify this. Is it ethical to hunt wild animals for sport, especially those considered endangered or dangerous like the Cape buffalo? Please don't forget to comment it. Thanks.